Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? So sorry about that. I wasn't even ready yet and pressed the wrong button, so I apologize if I'm moving this a little bit, trying to get the camera all situated with. But as they say, hey, when the lights is on, when the cameras is on, that's when you go. So I'm hoping that everybody can hear me very, very clearly and can hear me with a good volume. So once again, here we are. We are breaking through history, right? We're making things happen. And I just want to say happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome aboard Transformation Greatness 2.0, along with the Small Business Network podcast. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the house. And this is someone in which that when I spoken with this gentleman, he's very intriguing. He is a historian. He is an entrepreneur, and he is someone that is very, very intriguing, I must say. So do me a favor, if you will. If you catch this on the live, put in hashtag live. If you can put in the comments for me, let me know exactly where you guys tuning in from. Because if you know me, if you've been following me for quite a while, especially on the last page in which that I had, you know that I love dialogue, I love interaction, I love engagement. That's what I'm all about here. What's going on, brother Spencer? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you should happen to be catching this on the replay, because of the fact, you have obligations, commitments, I totally get it. But do me a favor, put in hashtag replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. And all comments is definitely appreciative. Wow. We are episode 94, I believe. And while I'm waiting for my special guest here, I just want to say first and foremost, I definitely appreciate all of those that have contributed, that have added value, that have really gave us an opportunity to learn more about their genius and who they are. And I want to say it's because of you guys is the reason why that we have the Small Business Network podcast, and while we're rocking and rolling, but yet we're just getting started. We're just getting started. It's not just myself. It is great human beings such as Christy Redding. We have my brother Spencer Bell, which was over the weekend. We have, let's see here, man. We got so many. We got Roosevelt Russell. We got Tina Kong in the house. We got Helen Clueless. We got Yolanda Williams, which did a fantastic job last weekend. We have a lot of people that contribute as far as to this amazing platform. So again, we say thank you. But now, with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and add on our very special guest here. We have him, my main man. I see there, Mr. Mark Rodriguez. What's going on, Mark? Hey, by the way, I just want to give a special shout out as far as the brother Mark. I heard as far as on that conference, you tore the house down, brother. And if I can just get a glimpse on what that keynote was like, man, I know it was powerful. I know it was. But ladies and gentlemen, but no further ado, here we are. We have the star of the show down here on the bottom. He hails all the way from, I believe, Columbia, South Carolina. The one, the only Mr. Walter Curry in the building. Welcome, sir.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for inviting me on the show this evening. Looking forward to making my contributions and sharing my experiences. And just want to, once again, thank you for inviting me. And just want to thank all the listeners for tuning in as well. So let's get into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump into it because you are a very busy man. So if you can just tell the listening audience just a little bit about of who the man, the myth, the legend of Walter Curry is.
Well, that's a great question. I consider myself as a journeyman because I've delved in several careers, occupations before I decided to do what I'm doing right now. I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey. I'm a native of Orangeburg, South Carolina, born and raised. Both of my parents are first generation entrepreneurs. My mother, she's a successful cosmetologist, beautician, and my father is a successful CEO of one of the largest insurance agencies in the nation. And so I was born and bred and rooted in entrepreneurship, learning from them. I was mainly growing up more of an intellectual guy on the arts and humanities side. And so my father pushed me to join him in the insurance business. And I did good for a while, but I knew that wasn't my passion. My passion at the time, and still is education, mainly focusing on African American history. And so I decided to go a different route, becoming a social studies teacher. I taught about 4.5 years in middle school across South Carolina. And then at the time, I was working to get my graduate degrees, and then I received my doctorate. And so when I received my doctorate back in 2016, I matriculated to higher education. I taught briefly as an adjunct professor at Claflin University. And I was going through a midlife crisis because I thought, man, I could make the money. I should be making a lot of money because I have a doctorate. I should be moving up in higher education, realizing that that wasn't the case. And so I went on what I knew at the time, which was the rich family history that I will be sharing with your listeners throughout our interview.
Absolutely.
And so I was able to use that and create a business for myself, Renaissance Publications LLC, which is a self-publication company where I publish my family history, focusing on historical scholarship through ancestry. And I am very blessed to build this business for the past 5 years, my first successful business. I learned a lot from my father and my experience in the insurance business. I always tell people that if you really want to know business, you need to go in sales. And the life insurance business will teach you that. You learn about selling yourself, prospecting, marketing, how to handle rejections, how to make money, what you need to do to save your money, the ups and downs of the business, and how to persevere. So I learned all of that in the insurance business and the skills that both of my parents shared with me throughout the years, as well as others. I could really say that I am a successful creative entrepreneur. I have written 2 award-winning books. I received a huge national award today, 2 national awards that I'm going to share with everyone later on. But I'm able to use my talent and what God has given me to build successful business and building partnerships and relationships, not only sharing my passion to the world, but also making money at the same time and keeping up with the current trends, and also expanding and growing my business so I can stay successful and stay profitable.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Wow. You said a mouthful, my friend. And, congratulations to you
Yeah.
first and foremost. I mean, those are just some tremendous accomplishments. And for all those that's tuning in, we just want to say welcome on board to Transformation Greatness 2.0, along with the Small Business Network podcast. And we are interviewing, as far as a fellow entrepreneur, and I mean, just a man of many different talents. We have here Walter Curry. Question for you. Yeah, let's definitely jump more into your publishing company. And I'm very curious. And for all those that's listening to the audience, if you have questions, please feel free to type in the comments for Walter. I'm very curious, like, what inspired you to really create that? Because you touched on it a little bit, but you didn't go more in detail. So can you tell the listener audience what inspired you to create your publishing LLC company? And also, what is the vision that you would like to see? Because it has a lot of history that's in it, right?
Right.
Especially with African American history. And it's very intriguing. I gotta say, guys, his website is amazing. But I just want you to go more in detail with that.
That's a great question. I remember when I published my first book, The Thompson Family Untold Stories from the Past, 1830, 1960. And that book has a collection of stories about my great grandmother's family, the Thompson family. And one of the stories in the book is about my third great grandmother, Lavinia Corley Thompson, who was a cook in the Confederate Army. She served under her master, Sam Webb, and she received a state Confederate pension from South Carolina in 1923, as well as pension payments. And so I did my first lecture at the Aiken County Historical Museum, and I did so well for the first time. It was introduced to me by my cousin, Joshua Jennings, who is a successful real estate entrepreneur, doing very well. He said, stated on Facebook that if you have a creative talent, you need to start your business. You know, you can use your creative talent to do that. So I said, well, man, this book is really doing well. And I received a lot of presentation of invitations to present, book signing events, and so forth. And so I decided to take his advice and file for my LLC, and I named it Renaissance Publications LLC. And I did that after I received a notification of me getting my first book award from the African American Historical and Genealogical Society in 2019. And so I said to myself, if they are really buying into this and they're purchasing my book, I know I could go further and further and further. And so it's amazing when we look at things in front of us and we get right from that. Had not my cousin posted that, I wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing today. And so that to me was the inspiration in starting the company, and also my vision. My vision is not just to make money in what I'm doing. My vision is also to let other creative entrepreneurs know that you can be successful with your creative talent and ideas. You just need to have the faith and the confidence to do that. And my vision is to not only expand my work, but to expand my business. I'm blessed to have a partnership with the Aiken Center for the Arts, and we have several partner schools in Aiken County, South Carolina. Those schools use my books as part of their social studies curriculum. I go into those schools and I do historical exhibitions. And every time I do an exhibition, I get $1,000 for it. And so I'm going to increase it this year because I'm going to be expanding to private schools and home schools. Not only that, I'm also been blessed to be a part of the South Carolina Humanities Speakers Bureau. South Carolina Humanities is the largest humanities nonprofit organization in the state of South Carolina, promoting the humanities, history, literature, the arts throughout South Carolina. And so my minimum fee is $250. I could charge whatever, and museums, historical, genealogical societies, corporations, organizations, they reach out to me to do presentations on the topics that I have with South Carolina Humanities. So this has opened the door for me to make money from other revenue streams. And also my art collection is coming out real soon, which will focus on the stories in my first book. I have 7 paintings. Those paintings were completed by my Sarah. I'm a Sigma, so shout out to my brothers of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
All right.
Sarah, Zetas, and the artist, Shakala Crawford, is a talented artist. So she did all of my paintings. And so we're going to be launching the collection, which will be coming out real soon. And I will be selling those paintings as well. So additional revenue streams will be coming from that. And that collection is called the Thompson Family Illustrated Stories from the Past. And so from the first book, The Thompson Family Untold Stories from the Past, you have the literature and the book itself, but the art collection is going to bring it to life through the paintings. And so some of those paintings are available on my Facebook page. So when you think about, and this is what I thought about when Michael Jordan in an interview, he said that when he won his first NBA championship, he was able to look at the other depths of his game. I mean, people knew him prior to winning his first championship as a prolific scorer, one of the greatest scorers of all time.
Right.
But they used to criticize him and say, well, he can't play defense. Well, he showed everyone that he could play defense, and he became defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Then they say, well, he don't pass the ball. He's a ball hogger. Well, he led the league in assists. I mean, Michael Jordan said that, and I remember he saying that. I didn't understood what he meant then, but now I see, because of the accolades that I have received, I'm beginning to look at the depths of my game as an entrepreneur and build and improve from there.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, for all those that's just tuning in, welcome once again to Transformation Greatness 2.0, along with the Small Business Network podcast. And we are interviewing entrepreneur extraordinaire, Mr. Walter Curry. Walter, you accomplished so much in your lifetime. I mean, like, I'm just listening to all your accolades, and I'm pretty sure those that's in the listening audience, it's like, man, that is amazing. That's incredible. Now, you may have some people that may feel like, I can never ever get to that level, right? They may feel like, well, that sounds good, right? I mean, yeah, that's fine, everything. That's you got the connections and whatnot. But, I'm just starting out. Nobody really knows me. Nobody really going to probably want to pay much mind to what, I have going on. What would you say for that individual that's either starting out as an entrepreneur or that's in the midst of transition and really trying to find their way? Because we all know, as being an entrepreneur, there's definitely seasons just like life.
I would say what the Bible says, that you need to write your vision down and make it plain in the book of Habakkuk. Don't know the exact verse, but I believe it's important that we as entrepreneurs first write our vision. And your vision has to be greater than you. You can't just look at your vision and say, okay, I want the money. Okay, the money will come, but your vision has to be greater than the money. Okay, so I would suggest that you write your vision down and then create a business plan. Believe it or not, business plans are not just designed for real estate investors or insurance agents or whoever start a business from scratch. You, as a creative entrepreneur, as an artist, author, whatever, you are a business owner. So there's the content, but there's also the business plan. And I'm working on a business plan myself. I'm going to be sharing it real soon to help inspire and creative artists. So you need a business plan. Number 3, you need to be around individuals who are I suggest to creative artists or any entrepreneur, locate and identify organizations in your respective community who could help you write a business plan, who could help you identify markets in your business, the whole 9 yards. I know that the United States Small Business Administration, they sponsor SCORE. You probably heard of SCORE. There are several SCORE chapters all across the country of individuals who provide mentoring to beginning entrepreneurs, mid-level entrepreneurs, or whatever level that you are. So you need to reach out to them. For creative entrepreneurs, you need to look at arts organizations who provide professional consultation and services for you. Here in South Carolina, you have the South Carolina Arts Commission. Here in Columbia, you have One Columbia. You have Arts Grow. I mean, there's so many organizations out there that you could reach out to who could help you in your respective field. That's very, very important. I will also suggest that once you have a business plan, probably before that, you need to do a SWOT analysis. Okay, your SWOT analysis is a tool. The SWOT acronym stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When I was in grad school, I took my first graduate course when I was studying for my doctorate called Comprehensive Planning and Implementation. And I was like, okay, this is just a course, okay, for me to take and pass. But when I started to look at the tools, when I started to learn the knowledge, I said, hey, wait a minute, I may need this down the road.
Right.
And I certainly did. And the SWOT analysis is so important because you need to look at your strengths. What strengths do you already have as an entrepreneur? Okay, what weaknesses do you have? You got to be honest about that.
Correct.
What are some of the opportunities that you could take advantage of, and what are your threats? Give you an example of a threat, not really a threat, but as a married man like myself, and this is something that married couples need to learn too. When you're in business, not only you got to manage your business, you got to also manage your family. Okay, you got to have the proper balance. Okay, because if you have a spouse who is very demanding, and I'm not saying that that's not the case, but when you have two little ones like myself and my lovely wife who's been very supportive of me, you have to take all of that into account. So you could Google SWOT analysis. It's very easy to complete, and I recommend that all entrepreneurs do that. I'll also say this too, is you definitely want to find a mentor, someone who is already doing it, someone you could trust, someone who is dependable. Let me say that, trust and dependable. Just like what Les Brown said, the great motivational speaker, only quality people.
Right. Yep.
I mean,
OQP.
Yeah, OQP. That's his acronym. Only quality people. So you need to have that third eye to determine who is quality and who's not. Okay. Also, I will suggest too is that you want to get into the habit of networking within your respective fields or industry. You want to take professional development courses so you can learn about your industry, learn new skills, and learn how to build partnerships. All of that comes in due time. But for starting entrepreneurs, I will say business plan, find a mentor who you could trust, and a SWOT analysis. And that business plan will help you identify markets, identify your customers, and so forth.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm just trying to see if anybody has any questions. I'm just seeing a lot of great comments. I mean, from what I see, it's like the audience is definitely resonating with you, Walter. So this has truly been amazing, and I know it's definitely has brought a lot of value as far as this podcast. Reverend Walter, how can people get a hold of you, right? If they want to find you, like as far as on social media handles, your website, etc.
Yes, my website is www.renaissance, the word Renaissance Pub, LLC www.renaissancepubllc.com. Again, www.renaissancepubllc.com. I would definitely share it with everyone. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. www.facebook.com/Renaissance Publications LLC. And on Instagram is www.instagram.com/Renaissance Pub LLC. And so I'm working on my Instagram account, but I'm very busy posting things on Facebook periodically. And Sean, just want to thank you and some of your followers for supporting my work on social media as well.
Definitely, definitely. Any last words for the listening audience, my friend? Because you definitely covered a lot. You gave a lot of great value. I mean, just some amazing pointers, and I know a lot of people catch this on the live or going to catch this on the replay is definitely going to want to connect with you for sure. Do you have any lasting words for the audience?
I will say this. I think that we need to, and I want to use race, but we all, as African Americans, really need to look at the significance of Juneteenth. And we celebrated that holiday on yesterday, which I would say the celebration of freedom. Because when you look at Juneteenth and what it signifies, it signifies not only freedom, but it also signifies those former slaves who started businesses. And they followed the principle of Booker T. Washington in his book, Up from Slavery, where he said that freedom is something that every man must gain for himself. You can include every woman must gain for herself. And so when you think about being an entrepreneur, you got to focus on being free. Okay, just because you work a job, that you could be free. Okay, from that and still work a job and build your business at the same time. And looking at your job as a vehicle to fund your business. That's something that my cousin Josh Jennings said in a Facebook post. It really makes sense. So when you wake up every morning on a job and you want to start that business, okay, and if you have a business while working a job, now you're motivated to go out and work. My grandmother, Lizzie Curry, she was 102 years old, and she said something that was very key before she passed away. She said, son, if you're not waking up in the morning looking for something positive to look forward to, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I don't care where you are in life. If you have nothing to look positive to, or looking or something positive in your life, you should be waking up every morning being free, looking forward to something positive. And if you're not doing that, then that's an area that you need to work on. And so I just want to share that with my listeners, that be purposeful, be inspired, and don't worry about getting support from your family and friends all the time. Because I'm here to tell you, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to walk that road by yourself. I'm just going to be honest with you. My father, he's 72 years old. We've had conversations, and he'll tell you the same thing. There were some family and friends who left me, but look where I'm at now. And I think it's about your vision and why your vision has to be bigger than you. And also, I would like to say this is embrace diversity. When you look at the history of the Columbia Black Wall Street and Black Wall Streets throughout the nation, they just didn't market to the Black community. They marketed to everybody. I did a talk today about my book, and I'm going to share that briefly. The Awakening, the C.Y. Ellison Family Saga, Volume 1, A Narrative History. My book is available on the website as well. But that book has the history of Columbia Black Wall Street. And during my talk, there was a white author in there said that my father went and patronized a tailor shop located in the Black Wall Street district in downtown Columbia. I was like, you know what? That confirms what I believe. That confirmed what my cousin said when he was a successful barbershop owner in the Black Wall Street district. So that tells you there that we have to embrace diversity. We can't run away from that. And the more we do that, the better we become as successful African-American entrepreneurs. So embrace diversity, learn how to do that, and you will be successful, and put God first.
There it is. You heard it first. And with that being said, I don't think there's nothing more to even be said. So Walter, I want to thank you as far as for coming on and really just blessing us and sharing as far as like your value and your insights. And I just believe as far as that this is going to reach the right people, and that people are going to definitely connect with you. And for all those listening audience, if you can do us a favor, if you can go ahead and share this out as well on your social media handles, that would be amazing, because that's what we're all about here with the Small Business Network podcast. We are all about bringing value for you, right? And talking about the topics that, quite frankly, interest you, because without you guys, there wouldn't be us whatsoever. So for all those that's in the listening audience, if you or if you know someone that's interested as far as in being interviewed and have a story or a message, hey, we would love to have you on board here as far as with the podcast. Please feel free to reach out to myself or with Dr. James, or with Christy Redding, or Helen Clueless, or Roosevelt Russell, Tina Kong, and we'll be more than happy to go ahead and make that happen for you. If the idea of having your story, your message, something unique, amazing, which that you have, if the idea of TV and radio appeals to you, and I do believe in this day and time that would definitely benefit you, I think a lot of people are missing a boat on that, then by all means, let's go ahead and have a conversation on that. So with that being said, that wraps up episode 94, I believe, of Transformation Greatness 2.0, along with the Small Business Network podcast. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Walter Curry. We appreciate you a lot, my friend. Thank you for your time, and keep on doing what you're doing. Make sure, Walter, that you include all your contact information in the comments. And we're going to end this segment like we do all of our others. And if what we stated on here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, well, may God be the glory, and we take no credit for absolutely none of it. And until then, thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. By His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all on the next episode. Thank you all, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Absolutely.